Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. A short update from Ukraine. First, the Russians claim they used some Iskander missiles to be dropped on top of a command center in Donbass. And there's a video over there. I will try to play it even though it's not a big deal. Nevertheless, that's the first topic. Second one, the Russians attacked Ukraine with drones last night, 138. We're going to discuss that one as well. And the Ukrainians destroyed 125. Third topic. The Ukrainians finally acknowledge another front line opened against them. And that is in Sumy Oblast. I will show you the maps. So the Russians are advancing in Sumy. And the Sumy Oblast is the Ukrainian oblast facing or bordering Kursk Oblast, the ones where NATO used the Ukrainians, mercenaries and volunteers to invade Russia. Russia kicked them in the balls and now the Russians are coming over Red Rover. And the last topic for this video, UK intelligence tell us that North Korean forces have suffered over 6,000 casualties in Russia's Kursk Oblast. I have a few words for the UK intelligence services. I don't believe squat. How about those weapons of mass destruction from Iraq? You're a fucking laughing stock. Get the hell. Zero out. Next. So let's start with the first topic. Russian missile strike command center in Donbass. Minister of Defense video. An industrial building reportedly used by Kiev's military officer corps were targeted with Iskander ballistic weapons. Not one, but about three. Let me make this one big. This is the area of interest right here. So there's a river obviously over there. So let's start with, I hope there's no sound. Okay. And let's see if we can play it. It's going to be just like a dropping, plick, plick, in the water. Bonk. 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 So eins, zwei. That's it. 1 and 2. Boom. That's the area over there. All right. Let's see what they report. Russian forces have targeted a Ukrainian military headquarters with Iskander ballistic missiles, the defense minister reported Monday. The facility housed officers overseeing the operative task force Lugansk, the ministry claimed. I like, you see, claimed. It's not they say, oh my God, that's the way it is, and that's it, the end of the story. The attack on the alleged, claimed, command and control site in Druskovka, a town under Kiev's control in Russia's Donetsk People's Republic, was reportedly filmed by a drone. Video released by the ministry shows two projectiles hitting a large industrial building, apparently part of a Soviet-era machinery factory. The town lies about 30 kilometers northeast of Dzerzhnevnyum. What? Meow meow. Meow meow is here with his butt. So, northwest of Dzerzhinsk, also known as Toretsk. So 30 kilometers northwest. We're going to look where that is, which previously played a key role. So where is Toretsk? Okay, here is the map of Ukraine, whatever is left. Toretsk is right here, where my strong hand is. Right here. This is Zhenrisk. See over there, Zhenrisk? That's the town over there. Pokrovsk is right here. These guys call it Krasnoarmeysk. And this is the border with Dnipropetrovsk. So bad shape. Dnipropetrovsk, right here. Donetsk, Zaporozhye. The Russians right there are getting closer. And we are talking about this area with Zhenjiang. So they said northwest. Northwest with right here in this area. This is 30 kilometers. This is where the Russians struck. And these are done here. Konstantinovka is toast right there. You see how these are going to go and surround it. The same here. The same here. The same here. Pam pam. Everywhere the Russians are, boom, boom. They advance big time in here. This is Kharkiv, Kharkov. This is Luhansk right here. This is Donetsk. here. All right, let's read further. Next one. Ukrinform, 16th of June 2025. Air defenses intercept 125 out of 138 drones used by Russia to attack Ukraine. So 125, 1 out of 138. Let's see what do we have here. Starting at 2100, it's 9 o'clock p.m. on Sunday, June 15, Russian invaders launched an attack on Ukraine using 138 strike drones of the Shahed type and various decoy drones from the directions of Bryansk, Kursk, Oriol, and Shatalove. Those are all in the northeast. So they launched the attacks from this area in here. Oriol, Bryansk, Shatalove in here somewhere. So this, and was one that I missed. Bryansk, Kursk, Oriol. Bryansk, Kursk, Oriol, and Shatalov I think is right here in Smolensk, if I remember correctly. So this is where they attack, from this area, Zupa, Tsupa, Muka, Luka. Let's see what they struck. Alright, Pakamaka. Impacts were recorded in 10 locations, with drone wreckage found at 8 sites. They don't tell us where they did, but the drones in Kiev region. But hey, don't worry, we have this as a backup. The same article, let's see if they tell us where the guys attacked to. The same, Bryansk, Shatalovo. No, they don't tell us where. Oh, that's Socrates. All right, let's move, Let's move to the next one. Ukrainska Pravda. Ukraine's general staff adds new frontline direction to daily reports amid Russian pressure on Sumy Oblast. So basically, these guys are saying we have to recognize Sumy as a new open front because the shit hit the fan. So where is that at? Due to Russian activity near the border in Sumy Oblast, the General Staff will begin reporting on a new combat front, the Northern Slobozhanshchina front, starting on June 16. The current Kharkiv front will be renamed the Southern Slobozhanshchina front. Got it? So where is that located? No worries. Right here. Well, this is Sumy, this is Kursk, and they're talking about Kharkov front is going to be renamed because the Russians are advancing here and here by Kupiansk. And now they are pushing back here in remember, Kursk, and this is Sumy Oblast. NATO invaded here in a little bit south. This is in Sudza. They advanced like this much. And now the Russians are coming right over towards Sumy, not only here, but in this area, but this is from, Belgorod. They enter from Belgorod right here, they enter from Kursk, and they also enter from Kursk right here. But nevertheless, they are renaming and they're gonna report this as a new front. Why? That means these guys have to move from here or from here right there, weakening other areas. And let's look at these guys who tell us that North Korean forces have suffered over 6,000 casualties in Russia's Kursk Oblast. So Kursk Oblast, remember, is right here, the invasion. Supposedly without the North Koreans, the Russians could not do it. But the Russians, I think, if they use North Koreans, they use it just to make sure that they don't have an impact on their people and economy. So, according to UK intelligence, this is my word for UK intelligence. Fuck off. I don't believe anything you say. Why? You lied. You lied during the Iraq invasion, and you hit a, how should I put it, an innocent country based on a lie. So UK intelligence, anybody was hanged in UK for lying or giving false intelligence? Nobody. So the trust in the society and in the government institutions is decreasing when they are lying, isn't it? No, they still dare to say that. Well, we can't cancel it, but hey, anybody was reprimanded for that big lie. Millions of people, if I remember, died. And that situation, Iraqis, mind you, and British forces and others. Anybody? No. So why should I pay my tickets? Why should I pay my taxes? Well, because if I don't, they will show up with armed officers to get me to jail or to court. Understand? That's how the free world operates. They do what the fuck ever they want, and they don't apply the same rule to me. Why? Because everything is based on this. Thank you very much. Oh, see how big it is. If I bring it closer, it looks bigger. See? Not even. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I remember my father, when I point out to this every time, when I was a child, it was a dancer on a TV. But like a dancer, he was a guy with two girls were doing dance, boom, boom, boom. And there were some artistic things, holding her, them, they were jumping. And because I was a kid, I was with Tarzan, I was with Superman, I was with Hercules, I was with Zeus, I was with John Wayne, Superman. These guys were my heroes, you know. Boom, not So, except Zeus and Hercules, I guess. So I remember I told my dad, he was over there in the room too, and I said, "Hey, can you do this with mama?" And he said, "No, I can do something else or something." I said, show me your muscles or something." And he said, "My muscles are right here." That's what he said. And I was like, so his point was this is more important than that. But nevertheless, my man, you have to be mens sana in corpore sana, a healthy brain in healthy body. So you can be a soybean motherfucker, but very smart. You're a weakling. Thank you very much for being with me again today. You can, but you're still a weakling. Why? Because you did not develop courage in the real world. Courage is very important. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.